For today's video tutorial, we are going to be learning how to make this interlocking crochet stitch step by step that I used on my checkered Christmas blanket. If you are not familiar with interlocking crochet, this is a perfect pattern to try it on since we are using bulky weight yarn and an oversized hook, which makes it super easy for you to see your stitches, see what you're doing, and not be fumbling with some tiny yarn. Interlocking crochet is unique in that the stitches are reversible. So this is one side of the blanket and this is the other. So both sides can be considered the right side. Both sides are equally as gorgeous, but completely different. This is one of my favorite crochet techniques and I cannot wait to share with you today how to make this beautiful stitch. For today's video tutorial, you are going to need two contrasting colors of a bulky weight yarn. I am using Hue and Me in Salt as my color A, and I am using Scarfy as my color B in Evergreen and Pearl Gray. For this pattern, we are going to be using a size 8mm crochet hook. If you go by the letters, that is a size L. You will also need 2 stitch markers for this pattern. The written instructions are on my blog. It is linked below for the free pattern, so you're welcome to follow along on there as well if that makes it easier for you. To get started, we are going to take our color A and we are going to make a slip knot, put it on our hook, and we are going to start with a chain of 18. Here I have my chain 18, and this is to begin our foundation row A. For foundation row A, what we are going to do is we will double crochet in the 6th chain from the hook. I like to work in the back bumps that are these right here. If you turn your chain to the side, you can see these bumps along the back. That is the back bump. We are going to place a double crochet in the 6th chain from the hook. So counting the back bump, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to place a double crochet. You will then chain 1, skip the next chain, and double crochet in the next, again using the back bumps. Chain 1, skip the next chain, double crochet in the back. You will repeat that all the way across to complete your foundation row A. When you reach the end of foundation row A, you are going to take your stitch marker, remove your hook, and place a stitch marker in your last loop. You will then switch over to your color B, which in my case is Scarfy. You will again start with a slip knot, insert your hook, and chain 16. So just as we did for foundation row A, we are going to place a double crochet in the 6th chain from the hook. Again, I like to use my back bumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and double crochet in the next. You will repeat that all the way across just as you did for foundation row A, and place your stitch marker in your final stitch. I've reached the end of my foundation row B. I'm going to remove my hook and I'm going to place my stitch marker. So now for a little bit of a visual, here is foundation row A, here is foundation row B. Foundation row B was created with 2 less chains than foundation row A. That is because when we make these, we're going to be laying them on top of each other and we are going to be working in between these spaces. For this pattern, the starting chain for color B is always going to be 2 chains shorter than the starting row for color A. The multiple and how to make different sizes for this blanket is explained in its entirety in the written pattern, which is listed below on the Life in Yarn blog. Once we have our foundation row A and foundation row B created, we are now going to move on to the row 1A instructions. So what we are going to do is we are going to take our foundation row A and we are going to lay it on top of our foundation row B, okay? Just like this. And now, as you can see, because remember how B is 2 chains shorter, what that allows us to do is the first stitch is going to be able to fall between the first 2 double crochets here for the row of foundation row A, and then the second stitch here is going to be falling between these first 2. So basically what's happening is foundation row B is kind of sandwiched behind foundation row A so that these stitches fall in between the stitches of A so that we can work between the chain spaces. You'll see what I'm talking about once we get going. But what is very important is that you always make sure before each set of row instructions, so on row 1A, you will see at the beginning it tells you to bring color B working yarn to the back. So this needs to stay to the back when we are working these stitches, because if it's at the front, it's going to be on the wrong side for the next set of row instructions. So it's very important that this color B for row 1A stays to the back. So I'm going to insert my hook on color A, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? That is counting as my first double crochet and chain 1. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double crochet in front in the next double crochet. Now, if you are working your color A, you only ever work in color A. You do not work into any of the color B stitches. We do work between them, but we do not work in them, okay? So what I will do next is double crochet in front. So in front, this is the front of my work, the side that is closest to me. So I'm going to place a double crochet in this next double crochet that is the front of my work, okay? Making sure that I'm keeping color B at the back, the working yarn of it, and the foundation row B. Next, what I have to do is I am going to create a chain 1, and then I'm going to double crochet in back of the next double crochet. So to do that, if you look here, right, I have the first double crochet of my foundation row B is in between the first 2 double crochet of A. The next double crochet is in between the next 2 double crochet of color A. So to work through this one, right, this one's here, this is here, which means that behind this is a chain, and then behind this next one that I need to work is also a chain. So to get to this one, I'm gonna come create the beginning of my double crochet, and I'm going to come between those 2 double crochets of color B, and I'm going to find my color A in that next space, okay? So here it is, right? I am then going to pull that stitch to the back because we're doing a double crochet in back, right? Which places the A kind of to the front. We're working through that stitch, and then I'm going to complete my double crochet stitch. And now I have to do that 4 times. So I'm going to chain 1 again, and I'm going to come to this next double crochet that I have to work my double crochet through the back. So come in between these 2 double crochets on color B, find my double crochet stitch, pull it through to the back, and then complete the double crochet. Chain 1, find my next double crochet, working between color B, pull it through to the back, complete my double crochet. Chain 1, and now I'm going to be doing my last double crochet in back. So again, finding my double crochet between these color B's, pull it through to the back, complete my stitch. And then the end of the row repeat is to chain 1 and double crochet in front 2 times. So I'm gonna make sure that now we keep color B to the back, okay? Because now we're gonna work 2 double crochet to the front in color A. So this one's to the front, chain 1, and then I'm going to work my last double crochet in what is technically the turning chain. So I'm going to skip this chain, and I'm going to pick up the next one and work my final double crochet. I'm then going to come to the beginning of my color A, remove my stitch marker, remove my hook, place my stitch marker, and then we will move on to row 1B. So here's a look at what 1A looks like. So see, we pulled all of these forward, right? These 4 stitches are forward, and that's starting the interlocking. So now moving on to row 1B, and remember, see our yarn for B, we kept it to the back. We're going to insert our hook for 1B, and we are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we need to double crochet in front in our next double crochet. So in order to do that, we have to work over this color A, right? Because we need to work on the front of our swatch. So this stitch right here that ended up between the chain 4 and the next double crochet, that is the first stitch of color B in the foundation row. So we need to come to the next one, okay? And that is kind of in between and in front of these two double crochets of color A. So what we're going to do is I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to find my next stitch of color B on the front, insert my hook. I'm going to make sure that I have this all the way to the front, and then I will complete my double crochet. I will then chain 1, and I am going to do 4 more double crochet in front. Each one is separated by a chain 1 space, but these are all easy because these double crochets got pulled to the front because we worked color A in the back. Coming to the last one that's going to be worked in the front, and then I'm going to chain 1, and my last one will be a double crochet in back. Now again, I have to skip that first chain here, and I'm going to place my double crochet in back in that next chain because that is acting as my final stitch. Come over here and grab my stitch marker, remove my hook, and place my stitch marker in the last loop of this row 1B. So now you can see that is the beginning of our interlocking crochet stitches with the foundation row A and B and row 1A, row 1B. Now I'm going to turn my entire piece, okay? And we are going to move on to the row 2 instructions. So to begin, you are told to keep your color B working yarn to the front. So here it is, okay? And then beginning with color A, I'm going to insert my hook and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And then I have to double crochet in back in my next double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to find my next double crochet, which is right here, okay? And we're in between these two color A stitches. So I'm going to find it, get my hook in there, and I'm going to pull it through to the back. Complete my double crochet, and then I'm going to chain 1 and double crochet in front in the next double crochet. So you can see these double crochets are all to the front. So these are easy to find. So double crochet in front, chain 1, double crochet in front, chain 1, double crochet in front, chain 1, double crochet in front. So we do that for a total of 4 times, and then we are going to chain 1 and double crochet in back. So this next one is between where it's in front and in back. So I'm going to come and I'm going to grab this next double crochet and bring it through to the back, complete my double crochet, chain 1, and then do my next double crochet in that turning chain to the back to complete row 2A. Come over here and grab your stitch marker, remove your hook, place your stitch marker in the last loop of row 2A, and then come over here to 2B, begin again with a chain 4, and we are going to double crochet in back in the next double crochet. So this double crochet is coming between these two double crochet. It's kind of in front and in back. So what we need to do is we need to come through from the back, find that next double crochet, get our hook in there, bring it to the back, and create our first double crochet. Chain 1, double crochet in back again, chain 1, and then our next one, we're going to double crochet in front. Now, since we've done a couple of rows, it starts to get really easy to find your stitch placement. You could see that by having the color A foundation row be 2 stitches less, you could kind of see how it's setting up where these stitches are in between each other. So your double crochets are between the chain 1s of the other color. Do you see that? It makes it a lot easier to understand once you could see it a bit more. So next we have to double crochet in front. So I'm going to come between these two double crochet where I could see my next double crochet of color B. So I'm going to come between these two stitches, pick up my color B, right? I've got my hook here. I'm going to grab that stitch and bring it through to the front and complete my double crochet, chain 1. And then I'm going to do 2 double crochet in the back. These ones are easy to find because they're already to the back, so I don't have to go pulling them through any stitches. Chain 1, double crochet in back again, chain 1, and then the last double crochet is placed to the front. So skip this chain stitch and double crochet in front in the next chain stitch for my last double crochet of row 2B. Come back to the beginning of row 2B, grab my stitch marker, place it in my last stitch. I'm going to turn my entire piece, and we are now going to move on to row 3. Row 3 starts by telling you to keep your color B to the back of your work, so I'm going to make sure that's back here. I'm going to start row 3A, insert my hook, chain 4, and double crochet in front in the next double crochet. Chain 1, double crochet in back, so you can see that double crochet is already back here, so I just need to come back here, find that double crochet and make my stitch. Chain 1, double crochet in front in the next stitch, which is kind of between. Chain 1, double crochet again in front, chain 1, double crochet in back, chain 1, and then double crochet in front in the next double crochet, chain 1, and then place your last double crochet in the turning chain. Come to the beginning of your row 3A, remove your stitch marker, remove your hook, and put your stitch marker in your last stitch. Moving on to row 3B, I'm going to insert my hook, chain 4, and then I have to double crochet in front in the next double crochet, which is easy because it's already to the front. Chain 1, double crochet in front in the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in back in the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in front in the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in front in the next double crochet, chain 1, and then I'm going to double crochet in back in my turning chain. So these can kind of be difficult when you're using smaller yarn, but because this is bulky, it's easier. You're just going to kind of give it a little bit of a tug to pull it through. Find that turning chain and place your last double crochet. Come to the beginning of your row 3B, remove your stitch marker, remove your hook, and place your stitch marker in your last stitch. So here is our swatch so far with the foundation row A and B and our first 3 sets of row repeats. So you can see on the front the square is starting to form on this first side, and this is the square starting to form on the reverse. So I'm going to turn my work, and we are now going to start row 4. For row 4, we have to keep color B to the front. So I'm going to insert my hook into my color A, do a chain 4, then I have to double crochet in back in the next double crochet. So that's already kind of to the back, so that's an easy one. Chain 1, and then I need to double crochet in front over the next 4 double crochets. So that's this one, this one, this one, and this one. So these 2 in the middle are a little bit harder because they're kind of between our color A double crochets, but they're easy enough to find. So we're going to do 4 double crochets in front. Each one is separated by a chain 1 stitch. Chain 1, and then I'm going to double crochet in back, chain 1, and then double crochet in back again in the turning chain. Come to the beginning of my row 4A, remove my stitch marker, remove my hook, and then place my stitch marker in the last stitch of my row. Come over to color B, insert my hook, and now I'm going to begin row 4B. So chain 4, double crochet in back, so I have to come back here, chain 1, and then I'm going to do 4 more double crochet in back. So I'm creating the final side of this square. So all of these double crochets have to be done on the back of our square that we're working on. Crochet in back, chain 1, find the next one on the back, chain 1, find the next one, chain 1, and find this last one, chain 1, and then our last double crochet is going to be on the front. Come to the beginning of our row, remove our stitch marker, remove our hook, and place your stitch marker in your final stitch. Turn your work, and now we will move on to row 5. So for row 5, our color B has to remain to the back. These get tangled up sometimes, so you know, I like to kind of move them around where they're out of the way. So I'm going to kind of shove color B over here to the back. I'm going to insert my hook into my color A and chain 4 to begin row 5A. Again, making sure to keep color B to the back. It's easy if you pinch it back here. And then I'm going to double crochet in front in my first stitch, chain 1, and then I'm going to be placing my next 4 double crochet along the back. So this is the final side of the square in color B, so we don't want to cross any of this. So all of these are going to be to the back. So 4 double crochet in back, each one separated by a chain 1, and then our final 2 double crochet are placed to the front. So that row kind of finishes framing out the square on this portion of the swatch. Come to the beginning of your row, grab your stitch marker, remove your hook, and place your stitch marker in your final stitch. Come over to our color B, insert our hook, and now we are going to do the row 5B instructions. So we're going to start with our chain 4. Row 5B is super simple. Every single stitch is a double crochet in back. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to find my next double crochet on the back of my work. I'm going to make my double crochet, chain 1, and I'm going to come in between the next 2 double crochet of color A, find my next double crochet of color B, bring it to the back, complete my double crochet, chain 1, and I'm going to keep doing that the entire way across. So row 5B, super simple. Now here I'm at the end, placing my final double crochet in back in my turning chain. I'm going to come to the beginning of my row, get my stitch marker, and place my stitch marker in the last loop. So now I'm going to turn my square, and we are moving on to the row 6 repeat, which is the last repeat for this pattern. So in row 6, we need to leave the color B working yarn to the front. And to start with color A, I'm going to insert my hook, chain 4, and row 6A is super simple. Again, this is going to be an entire row of double crochet in back. So I'm going to come to my next double crochet and place a double crochet in back, chain 1, and then again continue double crochet in back the entire way down. Each double crochet is separated by a chain 1, so be mindful of that. Coming to my last stitch, I'm going to chain 1, skip this chain, and in this next chain I'm going to place my final double crochet in back. Come to the beginning of my swatch, remove my stitch marker, remove my hook, and place my stitch marker in my final stitch. Now coming back to the beginning for 6B, insert my hook, chain 4, and 6B is an entire row of double crochet in front. So again, another really easy row. You can make sure to remember that each double crochet is separated by a chain 1. Coming to my final stitch, I'm going to skip this chain and place my double crochet in front in this last stitch. Come to the beginning of the row, remove my stitch marker, remove my hook, and place my stitch marker. And that is the entire repeat. So you are going to repeat rows 1 through 6 for the entirety of this pattern. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's up with this? How do you just end it like this? You don't. So if you are making this blanket, whether you're following my written instructions that I have on my blog for free, or if you are using this tutorial and then using the instructions that I have to make any size, when you get to the final row of your blanket, this changes. So I'm going to show you that now. What you do to end this blanket is you omit this final row of 6B. So I'm going to come back here, and for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to frog back my row 6B so that I could show you how we finish this blanket. So I'm going to remove my hook and I'm going to pull this back. So the final row of your blanket is going to tell you to complete row 6A, but you are not going to create row 6B. You are going to end on 5A for your blanket. So if you could see here, right, that frames your color B nicely within color A on this side, and on this side, now you just have this nice framing of color A. So to do the trim for our blanket, what we are going to do is we're going to insert our hook back into row 6A in that last stitch, okay? And we are going to turn the right side, quote unquote, to ourselves. So I am considering the squares on the front that are like this to be my right side. I'm considering this to be my wrong side. So what that really means is that your smaller square of color B is going to be on the back of your work. All right. So once we do that, what I'm going to do in color A, you would also have to cut your color B, but I'm not going to do that because I'm saving this yarn for something else. But you would cut your color B and finish off this square. And then to create the border, what we are going to do is in color A, we're going to chain 1 and we are going to single crochet in this first double crochet. We are then going to work between these 2 double crochets. So underneath this chain stitch, right? We're not going to work in this chain stitch. You can if you'd like, but I'm going to work around it. We're going to come between that and we are going to pick up the color B behind. And again, I'm not going to work in a chain space. I'm just going to kind of pick up this entire loop and I'm going to place a single crochet stitch. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work in the next double crochet, okay? And then I'm going to again work around that same chain, okay? So not in a stitch, but just around that chain of color A. Complete my single crochet. Then in the next chain of color A, I'm going to come in between these 2 double crochet. I'm not going to work in my chain. And I'm going to pick up the double crochet, that first double crochet of color B that's behind. So I'm working underneath the chain of color A and I'm working in the double crochet of color B. I'm going to place a single crochet. Then the next one, I'm going to work in the double crochet of color A and I'm going to work around the chain of color B. Okay, and I'm going to repeat that all the way across. So wherever there's a chain space, you are going to work in the corresponding double crochet behind. And wherever there is a double crochet, you are going to work in that double crochet and around the corresponding chain space behind of the other color, okay? So you are linking your double crochets to your chain spaces. And as long as you keep everything lined up properly, you will have a nice even single crochet border along your edge. And you're going to do that until you reach the end. So when you get to your last double crochet of row 6A, you're going to work in the last double crochet and the last chain 1 space of 5B, okay? And then you're going to come in to this turning chain of color A and you are going to work in the last double crochet, okay? Okay, and so when you get to this corner, now we need to create a turn. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, we need to place 3 single crochet in this area so that this way we can create a turn. So we're gonna kind of squish those in, 2, 3, so that this turns. And then we're going to work down the side. So working down the side, the way that we are going to do this is you are going to be placing 2 single crochet in the turning chains and you are going to place 1 single crochet in the side of each double crochet. So for 2 rows, you're really making 3 stitches to work your single crochet, okay? So I've made my 3 single crochet here for my turning chain. I'm going to place another one here just because. And now here I am at the double crochet. So I'm going to place a double crochet. I'm going to place a single crochet around the post of this double crochet. And now here I am coming to the turning chain. So I'm going to be placing 2 single crochet in that area. Now what I'm also doing as I do this is I'm picking up color B behind and working around the row ends there as well with the turning chains and the double crochet. And the reason that I'm doing that is so that it's not flopping around back here. So you see that? Now again, this is an area that kind of depends on your tension. You might want to do 2 single crochet in every double crochet and every turning chain, depends on your tension. But you just want to make sure that it's even. When you get back down to the bottom, you're going to place 3 single crochet in the corner to turn. And then again, the same way that we did on this first row, you are going to work a single crochet in every double crochet and corresponding chain 1, never combining the double crochet with a double crochet or a chain with a chain, always picking up 1 of each so that this way it stays nice and even along the back. Coming back to my last corner, I'm going to place 3 single crochet to turn so I can come back up this end. And then I'm going to work down my final side over here. Again, these sides are kind of an area where you could play around a little bit with how many stitches you do. I just recommend to do 1 in each double crochet and 2 in the turning chain, just because with my tension that seems to be what works best, but you could change that up if you'd like. If you find that it's pinching or puckering anywhere and you want to add more single crochet or even reduce them, you can play around with that. The goal is to just make sure that you bring the 2 colors together so that they're not flopping around, you know? And when we get back over here to the side that we started on, you're gonna have to put a couple of extra single crochet to bring this around. And then you will slip stitch to join. I like to remove my hook and come in from behind. You see, that's what I did. So I could pull this from the front and then yarn over and pull that through, and then I would cut and weave that in, and then that gives you the nice border. See? So what that did was it pulled the edges together. So if we look, because I have another swatch, see these are kind of flopping around. The goal is to just kind of stretch these out to the color A and attach them together so that they all join nicely. I hope that you enjoyed today's video tutorial. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you love interlocking crochet as much as I do. Like I've said before, it is my new favorite thing, and I am going to find every possible way to use it. I can't wait for you guys to see a couple of interlocking crochet patterns that I have coming up for this cozy season that is on the horizon. You are going to love them. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so that this way you never miss any of my free patterns, video tutorials, and just all around yarny goodness. Thanks, guys.